If there's one thought that comes to mind when I'm playing Animal Crossing, it's how insignificant I am compared to the greater picture. Existentialism, man. I'm a dude locked in a house who has to keep to himself while playing a game where I simulate the natural flow of life. I absolutely love Animal Crossing, but I won't lie and say that the further you get in it, the less attached you begin to become. This happened to me for sure on the GameCube version once I had everything I ever wanted in the game. At that point, you grow a bit bored, and your mind can start to wander. Complacency sets in and ruins the mood of your digital world. And if you're an overthinker like me, you begin to want more out of your world. I don't know. I always tend to shift my focus from the immediate tasks of the world at hand to the outer edges of the game's world once that mood sort of sets in. If you're new to the channel, that's primarily why I do a lot of deep dives into video games. Anyone who has watched has always known I've been fascinated with the skies in video games, to the vastness of space in Super Mario Galaxy, to trying to touch the moon in Ocarina of Time. And in the world of Animal Crossing, this is no different. Animal Crossing New Horizons takes that a step further, because we're thrown into a seemingly abandoned world and it is up to us to explore it and craft it to our desire. It's our own little world that we get to colonize, but it's easy to get distracted when there's a million different things to do. It's easy to overlook the weird things happening around us when we're caught up in our day-to-day activities. And in today's video, we're going to be focusing on one of those creepy, unsettling instances. This is the story of Animal Crossing and the aliens who watch us from the skies above. We're supposed to be the colonizers here, but perhaps we're not the only ones watching this island. While we're all hunkered down playing Animal Crossing, I can't help but be thankful that I'm in a position where I get to create YouTube videos. And it's through the support of sponsors like Summoner's War that allow content creators like myself to continue creating, despite lots of other businesses pulling their ads from YouTube in this time of crisis. Summoner's War is one of the most popular turn-based RPGs on the Google Play and App Store. You can collect more than 1,000 unique monsters to aid you in battle, and you can enhance their abilities with runes as you progress further along. In-game, you'll encounter a global PvP arena and esports league, weekly events, dungeons, a totally customizable sky island, and a huge global community. To celebrate the game's 6-year milestone, they currently have a huge giveaway event going on. If you download Summoner's War right now, you'll get 100 mystical scrolls for free, which will allow you to summon powerful monsters. To get started, click the link in the description below to claim your rewards and enter the fray. And a huge shout out to Summoner's War for supporting my channel during these current times, as it is greatly appreciated. Now, the concept of aliens and other spooky things in the Animal Crossing universe isn't really new. And before we cover the new occurrences that can take place in New Horizons, I feel it's important to quickly recap the presence of extraterrestrial beings in the previous games. The staff at Nintendo sure do like hiding all sorts of bizarre things in their games, like the UFO that spies on players in Super Mario 3D Land, to the alien beings known as the Hell Valley Sky Trees that watch over us in Super Mario Galaxy. But it wasn't until the later Animal Crossing games that aliens began to have more of a presence. Perhaps it was just that our view evolved in the games. I mean, the first game didn't even have a sky that was visible. It's actually just a black void. It wasn't until Animal Crossing embraced the rolling horizon approach that we began to see more things in the sky. Wild World got us familiar with the rotating map mechanic, but also directed our attention to the skies above with the ability to utilize a slingshot. Presents weren't the only thing that could be shot down though, as Gulliver could be encountered in a UFO flying across the sky. If you shoot him down, you'll be able to talk to him and help him repair the spacecraft that you destroyed. But this is sort of where the extraterrestrial inclusions start. Obviously, we know Gulliver is not an alien, or at least I guess we think we do. He claims to be someone from the stars and talks about various things like how to avoid being eaten by space aliens. His tales have always been far-fetched though, and largely unbelievable in any of the games however. But what's interesting is that not long after Wild World came out, an animated movie for Animal Crossing was released. Just a spoiler warning for those of you who haven't seen it, although generally the movie flows just like a normal game of Animal Crossing. In it, Gulliver's UFO crashes just like usual, and it is up to the villagers to help him put it back together. He claims he's an alien, but the crowd doesn't really believe him, especially considering he talks about how he took out a loan to fund his space voyages. However, once the pieces of the UFO are gathered, it becomes apparent that Gulliver wasn't lying when he said he bumped into something in the sky that caused him to crash. Because once everyone returns to help put the ship back together, UFOs descend from the sky. One of the duplicate parts that was retrieved was actually an alien creature. The swarm of UFOs were trying to retrieve their fallen comrade, who Gulliver had accidentally collided with in the sky. And honestly, this was an interesting setup for a lot of the future Animal Crossing installments. From that point forward, Gulliver would continue to assume his role as a space voyager, but viewers who watched the movie would ponder about what was really out there in the world of Animal Crossing. In City Folk, we encounter Gulliver again with his flying spacecraft, but after that point is when things get a little bit more creepy, because when New Leaf rolled around, there was a very creepy message included in the game for anyone who is nocturnal. Turning on your TV at 3:33 a.m. on specific days of the week would cause your television to turn from static to broadcasting an alien message. The TV would flash various clips of alien spacecrafts as an alien spoke to you. The broadcast was over not long after it began, but it certainly startled a lot of people who stumbled upon it unknowingly, which takes us all the way back to New Horizons again, the latest installment of the Animal Crossing series. Now, given when this game released, a great deal of us were in lockdown at home. I think this truly made New Horizons explode, as people were playing a ton. Since we need to stay inside, it was the perfect game to sink tons of time into. So of course, players were awake at all hours of the day and night. It sucked that late night players weren't able to accomplish as much as the game progressed due to things closing and villagers sleeping during the night, but that's pretty much where I found myself. Almost all my playtime was taking place after midnight until the wee hours of the morning. As my peers built up their towns, I took the whole thing really slow, because I absolutely loved the wilderness aspect of my town. Admiring the view from the northern end of the island was something I was already doing often, hoping to see some sort of neat thing take place in the night sky. Meteor showers can certainly occur, but I had simply returned to my old habits of stargazing into a digital sky. But it wasn't too long after this that players discovered something a bit more creepy about the skies above New Horizons. Or rather, another alien broadcast had been discovered, and it was just as eerie as the one that took place in New Leaf. At 3:33 a.m. on Saturdays, the televisions of New Horizons would begin another extraterrestrial broadcast. It would feature the close-up of an alien speaking in a language other than Animalese. This is what it sounds like. Creepy, right? So of course, having heard this, I took to the skies above to watch the broadcast in the great outdoors, but nothing out of the ordinary happened. It was still super eerie, but nothing had changed. Ultimately, all this leaves me with a feeling that aliens have always been watching us in the game. We're colonizers of this island, but perhaps the real colonizers are just in the skies above. In the Animal Crossing movie, the aliens were able to appear out of thin air almost as if they had some sort of cloaking device. Beyond that, the aliens themselves were shapeshifters. The blob-like entity that the main character encounters was able to mimic what she looked like before ultimately returning to the skies above. Which begs the question, given the alien spacecrafts are hovering just above us in the atmosphere in the Animal Crossing games, and given that the aliens are broadcasting out to the world on a weekly basis, who's to say they aren't already among us? Sure, it sounds like an insane conspiracy theory for a video game, but it's kinda neat to think about. We don't know if the aliens we see in the game are shapeshifters like the ones in the movie, but seeing as the movie was based on previous games, it does make you wonder. So it goes without saying that Tom Nook is obviously an alien, bent on taking over the world, one industry at a time. But kidding aside, what do you make of this whole alien situation in Animal Crossing? It's a fun Easter egg, but I'd love to hear your theories and thoughts on how it might actually affect the world of the game. What villager would you peg as an alien? Or perhaps we're the alien? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And with that, thanks for watching, guys and gals. I'll be chilling, watching the night skies as always. So until my next video, cheers.